entertainment for Boxing Day with ITV at 2:30 action in Zulu Dawn.
I have it, my lord. We attack for sport. Or is it reputations?
Enough of your politicking, Noggs.
I know your views on the usefulness of the press, my lord, but the Englishman back home wants to know what his regiments are doing.
Then I trust you will tell him exactly what you have observed.
And that's followed at 4:45 by the Roman invasion of Ramsbottom, a light-hearted musical protest against the Rome to Carlisle chariot way. Survival Special at 6 visits the Falkland Islands and discovers how the penguin population spend their Christmas. Then at 7 o'clock, Earthquake, all action excitement when the city of Los Angeles is struck by disaster.
You're all gonna have to help yourselves.
Help me!
Get the hell out of here! It's breaking up!
Programs for the early part of your Boxing Day entertainment with ITV.
In just a few moments on Southern, we present a special edition of the Morecambe and Wise Christmas Show.
Wake up to the A&N sale. Thousands of bargains in fashion, furniture, household and electrical goods. The A&N sale starts this Saturday at Chichester, Eastbourne, Guildford, Camberley, Aldershot and Maidstone.
If I said that one ferry company has reduced 65% of its Dover-Boulogne car fares, would you be surprised?
Surprised? You could knock me down with a...
And with that company, children in cars go cheaper this year. And that company sails up to 24 times a day between Dover and Boulogne. What if I told you that company was P&O Ferries?
A great deal from a great company.
Hello. If you've got a holiday problem, telephone this number for your free brochure service now.
Hello there, mate. Is your mower up the spout? Well, it's got a bit of rust. There's a lot of it about. Still have a pint of best, mate. Take a little breather. You're right. I deserve it. I've been working like a beaver.
Car is best, car is best, car is best, beats all the rest. Don't take my word for it, put it to the test. Car is best, beats all the rest. Well, I've been to the east and I've been to the west and I've had a drink in Budapest. To tell the truth, I wasn't impressed. There's nothing in the world like car is best.
Danny, that's old son. Here's to me and you. Cheers. I think the barmaid fancies you. Blimey, don't look now, mate. Guess who's coming here?
She's coming in for something and it ain't a pint of beer.
Car is best, ever pint of best, with the pint of best beats all the rest. Don't take my word for it, put it to the test. Car is best, beats all the rest. Car is best.
Remember a pint of best. Courage do.
America with JetSave.
From LA to New York, from New York to LA.
JetSave are the transatlantic holiday people. JetSave offer more choice, more value than ever before for low-cost flights and holidays all over the USA and Canada. JetSave America. Nobody does it better.
Fly JetSave USA. Fly JetSave USA. Fly JetSave.
See your travel agent today.
Anywhere there's a Newbury Building Society office, you're a lot closer to home. The Newbury's 19 offices are all local and friendly. And the Newbury pays higher interest than most to make your money grow faster. The Newbury Building Society puts your money to work a lot closer to home.
Christmas entertainment tonight at 10 finds Janet Brown and company at the Crossroads.
If only I had listened to the dictates of my conscience. If only I had decided to act.
You're making up for it now, madam.
There's a Christmas welcome for Emu.
A lovely budgie. Who's a beautiful boy?
And a very important principal boy.
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Sounds just like Prime Minister's question time in the house.
Christmas entertainment from Janet Brown and company, tonight at 10 on ITV.
And before that at 9:30, there's a special Christmas edition of This Is Your Life. But right now, Eric and Ernie open their box of crackers in a Christmas extravaganza.
Here they are now, Morecambe and
a moonlight night, though the frost was through, when a poor man came in sight, gathering winter fuel.
Freewheeling action for Christmas on BBC One in Convoy.
By the time we got into Tulsa town, we had 85 trucks in all. But there's a roadblock up on the Cloverleaf, and them bears is wall to wall. Yeah, them smokies as thick as bugs on the bumper. They even had a bear in the air. I says, calling all trucks, this here's the duck. We about to go a-hunting fair.
Chris Christopherson and Ali McGraw lead the Convoy this Christmas on BBC One.
Now on BBC One, the news headlines from John Humphreys.
The Kremlin's latest offer to limit the nuclear missile race has been dismissed by the West. The United States, Britain and France all say it's unacceptable. The offer came in a speech by the Soviet leader, Mr. Andropov. He says the Russians would cut the number of missiles they got aimed at Western Europe in exchange for concessions by NATO. He also warned that if America goes ahead with new missiles like the MX, the Russians will do the same. Labour Party leaders have lost their High Court action aimed at stopping parliamentary seat boundaries being changed. They say they'll appeal. If the changes go ahead, they could cost Labour 30 seats at the next election. A row is developing at Westminster over a company takeover. It involved a South African bid for a Scottish firm, Anderson Strathclyde. The Monopolies Commission wanted to block it, but the government overruled them. The Trade Secretary, Lord Cofield, has shares in the South African firm, though he did declare his interest and let his deputy handle the affair. Arthur Scargill has been cleared of speeding on the M1. The police claim he was driving at up to 120 miles an hour. But Mr. Scargill, who denied it, questioned whether it was his car the police had followed. The magistrates at Rotherham in Yorkshire said the case wasn't proved and dismissed it. South African security police have been cleared of blame for the death of the white trade union leader Neil Aggott. He was found hanged in a police cell last February, the first white South African to die in police custody. His friends and family say police torture drove him to kill himself. But the inquest, which ended today, said no one was to blame. Siamese twins, both girls, have been born at a hospital in Oxford, but it seems unlikely that both will survive. They were born this afternoon, joined at the chest. The mother, who comes from Northampton, is said to be well and comfortable. And that's all from me. Good night.
Well, before the Weatherman, a rundown of our programmes for tomorrow night on BBC One, starting at 6:50 with a modern version of Handel's Messiah, as Vicky Brown, Labby Sifri and Madeline Bell join forces in Young Messiah. Barry Took is joined by Faith Brown, Chris Kelly, Jan Leeming and Bill Owen in Top Secret at 7:30, and the regular weekly visit to Dallas is at 8. Barry Took returns with Points of View at 8:50, and after the 9 o'clock news at 9:25, Gilbert and Sullivan continue posthumously to enjoy their remarkable revival in popularity with the production of The Pirates of Penzance, with Keith Michel heading the cast as that modern Major General. Mike Harding entertains at 11, and finally, at 11:35, the everlasting Sergeant Bilko, Phil Silvers. That's tomorrow night on BBC One. Now, the weather prospects from Michael Fish.
Good evening to you. There's a decided chill in the air, and incidentally for the next day or two, now that we find these cold northerly winds beginning to filter right down across the country, and they are being brought to us by that area of low pressure. It's still a pretty deep one, and that's the one, of course, that caused all that trouble yesterday and part of the day before. It's still, as you notice, not moved all that far away, but it is filling nicely now, and it will continue on its travels, and eventually, actually, in a day or so, these northerly winds will move away. We'll then have a short spell of quieter weather as that ridge comes across, but then following hard on the heels of that ridge are yet more frontal systems, and they, in a couple of days' time, will bring some rain in from the west. They'll bring a change to milder weather. That's, of course, of interest with Christmas approaching. But as that process takes place, we might actually get some snow. That snow, though, I think, eventually turning to rain. Still, that's a long way off. Let's look at the picture for midday tomorrow, because really it's very similar to the one I've just been standing in front of. In other words, still quite cold north to northwesterly winds blowing down across the whole of the country, although a hint there of the first of the warm fronts that'll be on the way to change the weather in a day or two's time. So, as far as tonight's concerned, well, certainly a very cold night over the whole of the country with a widespread frost, so do watch out for those slippery patches on the roads. Not very many showers getting through to the more central and eastern areas, much of that part of the country dry, but in these more western coastal areas, and certainly over a good part of the central and northern area of Scotland, there'll be a fair number of sleet and snow showers, and some of them on the heavy side, and that snow drifting, especially there on the hills, because it is still pretty windy. A similar picture, as a matter of fact, tomorrow, and that means to say most of the more sheltered central and eastern areas will have a dry day with a good deal of sunshine, although perhaps just here and there the odd sleet or snow shower. But around these western coasts, especially the ones facing north, and in the northern half of Scotland more especially, there'll be a fair number of sleet and snow showers, and once again some of them on the heavy side, and giving a fair bit of snow, especially on the hills where once again it'll be drifting. That's it. A very good night to you.
Last Christmas, I hung the little angels on the Christmas tree, and Stephen helped me. And then, Mum and Dad went out to a party, and Stephen and I were in bed. And then I woke up, and there was smoke, and Stephen was crying. And I ran and shouted for Mum, but she didn't come. And then Stephen stopped crying. That was last Christmas.
Fire can break out at any time. This Christmas, don't leave your children alone in the house.
That was a public information film.
Happy Christmas to you all! Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! A happy and a hearty Christmas. Merry Christmas.
A very happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
A very happy Christmas.
And to all of you born on Christmas Day, happy birthday!
And a Merry Christmas to you too.
Whatever you do, don't have duck for Christmas.
Happy Christmas! Happy Christmas!
Happy.
Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Very Merry Christmas indeed. Happy Christmas.
Happy blank.
And a very Merry Christmas from me.